Everybody, happy Thursday. Welcome to Live with Heather Vickery. I'm your host, Heather Vickery, and I'm a little bit late today because Harry Styles just announced a new album and my 16-year-old and I needed a few minutes to freak out. Just being radically honest with all of you. And last week, I missed the live show. We were supposed to talk about 2026 being the year of self-trust. I will probably redo that live. But I had the flu so badly last week that I just couldn't do it. No way it was going to happen. And I'm so sorry that we did not get to have that time together, but I thought I was dying. And you can kind of still hear it in my voice. I'm glad to be here with all of you. I won't be here next week because it's the Costa Rica retreat. Finally, after 2 years of planning and working and selling and stressing, we're gonna go to Costa Rica. 15 of us are gonna have an incredible time. I've been working on my hypnosis scripts, my EFT tapping scripts, my meditation scripts, finalizing all the details with our local Indigenous practitioners and getting all those final details ready together. I will be announcing where our 2027 retreat will be in the next couple of months. So there is going to be another retreat. It is not going to be in Costa Rica. Stay tuned. That's coming. And some other cool things. The topic for today's live show is about wintering, radically wintering, and the honesty of that for me. And I have to give credit and props where it's due because this concept was first introduced to me by author Catherine May in her book Wintering. And if you're watching on Substack, Catherine is on Substack. You should definitely follow her. She is incredible, truly. And so, forgive me, folks. The concept is that just like nature flows, we aren't necessarily designed to start the new year strong, to hustle our way in. And I have for years now, I've been leaning more and more into this wintering approach. I do all of my goal setting, my intention setting, my planning. I do all of that with the spring equinox. And that feels better to me. I have always loved spring. It does feel like regeneration. It does feel like birth. And interestingly enough, personally, the season that I've struggled with the most is fall, which people freak out about because everybody loves fall. But for me, in my soul, it felt like things were dying because they are. What I have learned is that they aren't dying. They're leaning into rest. And then in winter, we fully do that rest. We fully do that rejuvenation, that deep slow down, maybe even what appears to be a stop so that you can regrow your roots, so that you can get the nutrients and the things you need to bloom in the spring. And so this is something that I personally really love as a concept. I'm not a hustler anyway, although people have described me as a hustler. I'm always fascinated by that because I do get shit done, but I don't allow myself to feel like I'm hustling. And maybe that's the difference. I do get things done. I've built businesses. I speak all over the world. I run workshops and retreats all over the world. I have a best-selling book. Like all of these things are wonderful and they're exciting, but I refuse to buy into the hustle mentality and that rat race and that hustle and that bustle mindset that I've got to be going, 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 or I'm not valuable or worthy. If I rest, then I'm screwing up. Like I am not here for that. I love to rest. I believe in resting. And what I have learned, what I know for sure, not just from my own experiences and my clients' experiences, but from all of the courses and the studying that I've done, is that those growth spurts that we experience and that we're looking forward to, those don't come without the wintering. They don't come without the rest. So when we think everything is slow, that's when all of the stuff under the surface is actually starting to take shape and transpire. And then one day it feels like out of nowhere, everything just worked. That's because of all the foundation that was laid in front of that. So I invite you all to lean into the stillness, the slowness, the quietness. Use this time to nurture yourself so that you have the foundation and the energy when it is time for expansion. And you will know when it is time for expansion. You can't not know it, right? I read a quote earlier today and I shared it on Substack and people are starting to respond to it. And I really love this. I am done preparing. Now I'm arriving. I might not have gotten the quote exactly right, but that's the concept. I'm no longer preparing. I'm arriving. Here I am. I have arrived. It has to start with your internal belief that that is the thing and that that is a true thing and that it can be true for you. And then stay open-minded to, okay, what does that mean? I have arrived. What does it look like to arrive? What does it feel like to arrive? How does somebody who has arrived behave? Right? Ooh. And for me, having arrived means listening to my body, resting when I need to rest, not pushing, not hustling, trusting the process, not holding things that aren't mine, right? So I talk a lot about taking radical responsibility for yourself. And that starts by not owning other people's shit. It starts by going, okay, given all of this that's happening over here, all of this information that I'm gathering, I have this knowledge now. Who do I want to be in this moment? How do I want to behave in this moment? What intentional action do I want to take? Is there something I can do? And if I can, then I will do that. And if not, I will let it go. I will surrender to it. I will not allow it to take emotional real estate and mental real estate. Stop holding shit that's not yours to hold. That is a power move. That is a revolutionary move. It is a radical move. Stop holding things that aren't yours to hold. Control what you can, which is what? If you've been around a minute, yourself, your own thoughts, choices, actions, and behaviors. And for me, wintering is being in control, allowing myself this space. I'm a projector in human design. And if you are in the room and you don't know what human design is, go to my website, follow the link in my bio, go to my website and pull your free human design chart. It's game changing. Human design is a modern scientific self discovery system based on several different ancient sciences and philosophies: the Chinese I Ching, Kabbalah, Buddhism, quantum physics, the chakra system, and astrology. And I can't exactly tell you how it works, but I can promise you that it does work and it works really well. I can pull your chart and know things about you if I've never even met you and you're like, you shouldn't know that. Except I do, because I know how to read the chart and I've trained for it for years and years and years. But I'm a projector in human design, and projectors are natural guides and leads, but we have to be invited in to share our knowledge, and we are more successful when we rest. So resting, and that doesn't mean sleeping. It means doing whatever I want. It means not forcing myself into a box where I'm checking off everybody else's goals, where I'm behaving in the way everybody else tells me I'm supposed to behave. I'm just going to clean my camera here. I'm sorry. Okay. Forgive me, YouTube and LinkedIn. I had to clean that. It's driving me crazy. So I know that I'm more successful when I rest first. And to be completely honest with you, I rest significantly more than I work. And that makes my work for me. I was on a call with my accountability partner this morning, Eddie, who I love with my whole heart. We've been accountability partners for, like 9 or 10 years now. It's been such a long time. We met because he was a guest on my podcast. I was a guest on his podcast. And he was like, I think that we're BFFs. Like, let's be accountability partners. And we've kept that relationship for years. I love his wife. I love his kids. He loves my partner. Like, just amazing. And, we're talking about what do we want for the year. And he's in this new coaching program. And he's like, it's really about looking at the long-term picture and figuring out what steps you need to take to get there instead of looking at short-term goals. And I said, I feel like my answer to this is weird or something, people aren't going to understand it, but I don't have a specific goal. And again, I don't really do goal planning and intention setting and all of that until the spring equinox. But what I want to be, I said, 2029 me wants to be doing what I love, helping people live their best life, making a difference in the world, being able to give back and donate and support, and feeling good while I do it. I want to allow it to be easy. That's what I want. He was like, we need to have a t-shirt printed with that on it. Like, yeah, right. I just want to do what I love. I want to do it with ease and with no stress and no pressure. And I want to be able to make a difference in people's lives. And I'm not exactly sure what that's going to look like. I keep learning new things. I keep training on new things. I keep bringing things forward. It's exciting. And if I allowed it to be terrifying, it certainly could be, because I don't have any of the answers. But my favorite thing about surrender and trusting that the universe wants what I want for myself. My morning affirmation every day is everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. The outcomes adjust as abundance flows because the universe desires what I desire for myself. And everything is always working out for me. That's it. I'm channeled into that. I am tapped into that and staying open to opportunities and possibilities and invitations, right? That's what works for me really well. And, you know, we've got that you've heard me say before, maybe or maybe not, I have the ease pathway. That's how I support clients, right? Taking you from a pressure filled life to a pleasurable one through the ease pathway. Explore, align, shift and sustain, and embody expansion. So that embody expansion is where we can hold more, but it feels like we're carrying less. So you're not doing less. You have more com- more expansive capacity, but it doesn't feel like it's draining you. And there are all of these amazing tools and resources that I help people learn and embody in order to get to that point. But we can't really do that unless we give ourselves permission to show up and to honor ourselves and to rest and feel called and not forced. We have to invite ourselves to feel called and not forced. And that takes consistent reassessment, checking in with yourself. Does this feel the way I want it to feel? Am I getting the results that I want by whatever action I'm taking or whatever belief I have? And if not, then what do I want to choose instead? Right. I leaned into wintering really hard. I took off December 19th. I wasn't planning to come back until January 7th, but by January 7th, I had the flu. So I did do a little bit of work last week, but not much. So I really had almost 3 whole weeks off. The first 2 weeks I wasn't sick. That was great. And I really just chilled. I did a lot of reading, hung out with my family. I didn't miss work. And I love my work. I love my job. I love being able to help people transform their lives. I feel so honored that I get to do this work. But I was like fully disconnected. And then that Saturday, Sunday before everyone was going to go back to school and I was going to go back officially into the office, then I started to get some inklings of excitement of some things that I wanted to write, some things I wanted to say, some things I wanted to start creating and putting together. So I really just let myself be slow until there was a pivotal moment inside of me that called for me to do something different. So if you're currently feeling like you haven't hit the ground running, I really want you to lean in to the fact that maybe that's not what you're supposed to be doing right now. And take a breath and look at the season because you are not behind. You are right where you're meant to be. And if you allow that to be true, see, it's one thing to hear it and think it. And I appreciate you, Kate says, I love this. Yes, thank you. I'm so glad. It's one thing to hear it and be excited by it. It's a whole nother thing to embody it. So if you allow it to be true that you're not behind, you're exactly where you're supposed to be, and you have to be intentional about that. I did a workshop yesterday at my local library about starting 2026 with intention and not pressure. We kept coming back to, but what if you don't believe it? You have to allow it to be true. I am right where I'm meant to be. I am in the process. Everything is always working out for me. You have to allow it to be true, to feel it. And I know that I feel it because as I say my affirmations, as I talk about it, I can feel like this gorgeous glow in through my body. I can feel my face. I can feel a smile coming. I feel warm. I feel excited. Like, yeah, I believe this with my whole heart. I know it to be true. And if you are curious about wanting to step into spaces like this, the easiest thing to do is book a session with me, either a subconscious shift session, or if you have deeper, more aligned work you want to do, we can do the Mind Shift Mastery Program, which is 6 sessions. It's really all about you deciding it's time to show up for yourself and honor yourself and figure out what it is you actually want instead of what the world is telling you you're supposed to want. And then recalibrating, rebuilding your life in a way. We use subconscious reprogramming to remove all of the negative thoughts, blocks, behaviors, and beliefs that society has put on you that aren't yours. That they don't fit, they don't feel good. You got to understand yourself fully, and then we can create that shift. It's really exciting. Here's a little thing. Sorry, I'm going to have to cough. that y'all can do right now, though, is leaning into your own wintering. If you feel like this collective pressure to sprint, but your soul is like, no, 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 I need a slow walk. Like, I don't want to do that. Here's some ways that you can honor that and lean into it. First of all, audit your shoulds. Oh, I hate that word. I had a client once who said, stop shoulding all over yourself. Yeah. Look at your calendar. Which meetings or tasks were put there because it's a New Year deadline? And they don't actually exist. You've made it up. It's arbitrary. Move something to February, move something to March. Like, get rid of the things that you should do and only do the things that you desire, that you feel excited about doing. And I recognize that we live in the real world and there are things that we have to fucking get done. But not everything on your list is a thing that you have to fucking get done. So be honest about it. And what will happen if it doesn't get done? What happens if I move it or I change it or I shift it or I ask for help or I delegate it? Like, get really concrete with yourself about the fact that there are other ways to check things off of your list, and maybe it can move. Then I want you to follow that intuition, that inkling. Practice doing nothing until you feel a genuine spark of desire to do something, even if it's just for 20 minutes on a Sunday. Like, just really like lean into rest and slowing down and seeing what shows up for you. And as silly as this sounds, wintering, right? We're slow, we're quiet, it's very still. Um, give yourself a space to be slow and quiet and still. Lower the lights, literally and figuratively. Dim your screens, light a candle. Let your environment reflect a space of ease and joy. Um, if you go to my blog post or my Substack article, there's a somatic drop in for you if you want to do that. That's going to be super, super helpful, help you connect with your body, connect with the season, get really radically honest with yourself. But for right now, I'd like to take you all through an EFT tapping script. So I hope you'll play along with me. EFT is emotional freedom technique. It's a subconscious reprogramming tool that we learn in NLP that helps us release that which is kind of holding us hostage and repattern on the things that we want instead. So I will take you through all of the different points. We do just tap along with me. You can either repeat after me, either out loud or in your mind. But before I do tapping personally, I always have folks just sort of really connect with their body. So a little stretching. We don't do this enough throughout the day. We think about it. Every time we do it, we're like, oh, yeah, that feels great. Why don't I do that more often? We just don't do it enough. Um, and then I like to bring my shoulders up really high as I can, and then release. That feels like such an incredible release. And then put your left hand over your heart and your right hand over your left and repeat after me, either out loud or in your mind. Thank you. I'm sorry. I forgive you. I love you. That's the Ho'oponopono prayer, and it's a prayer to yourself, and it's a really powerful prayer. Okay, so let's get started. We start on the karate chop point. You can use either hand. Repeat after me, either out loud or in your mind. Even though I feel an intense pressure to start strong, I honor how my body actually feels, and I'm open to the possibility of ease. Even though there's fear that if I don't hustle now, I'll never catch up. I accept myself and my need for a slower rhythm. Even though my programming says that success requires exhaustion, it's safe for me to set that story down and wait for my intuition. Moving to the inner eyebrow, you can do one side, the other, or both. Oh, all this pressure, this start strong energy is everywhere. I feel like I'm already behind. Side of the eye. My nervous system is on high alert. My programming says that I have to be tired to prove I'm successful. Under the eye. It feels uncomfortable to be still and slow. What if everything falls apart if I slow down or stop? Under the nose. But I know that forcing doesn't work. I'm choosing to listen to my body over the calendar and the noise. I am a human being, not a machine. Under the mouth, it is safe to slow down. It is safe to be still. It is safe to rest. Moving to the collarbone. I allow things to unfold with ease. My worth is not tied to my output. I deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. Under the arm, one side or the other, or a bear hug, you could do both. I trust my own timing. I'm choosing deep roots over a fast start. Top of the head. I am reclaiming my energy. I am worthy of rest simply because I exist. And I deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. All right, you can gently stop tapping, breathe in and breathe out, and just give yourself grace, give yourself space. If any of this lights you up and you want to know more, you want to connect with me, I do open office hours on Tuesdays, not this coming week because I'm going to be in Costa Rica, but every other Tuesday at 12 p.m. Central. Or you can drop me a comment or a DM anywhere that you're watching or engaging. And if you think that you would like to do some of this work on your own, I would love to schedule subconscious shift session or a discovery call to find out how I can support you on your journey of going from a pressure filled life to a pleasurable one, because you are worthy. You are so, so worthy of a pleasurable life and success with ease. I believe in you and I'm excited for you. So, my name is Heather Vickery, and I'm reminding you today and every single day to go out and choose yourself bravely because you are so very, very worth it. All right, we did it. I didn't cough too much. I appreciate those of you that were here. Did you do the EFT tapping? Did you enjoy the EFT tapping? I already closed out LinkedIn and YouTube, so it's just me and you, Substack. And appreciate those of you who stayed the whole time. What lit you up? What excited you? What are you willing to let go of? That's such a big question so that you can usher in the things that you want more of. I would love to hear. I would love to know. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.